Hello and welcome back. This is Coach Jeff Mills, your host on the Elephant in the Room. Today's video is entitled The Scorning Fool. This is part 4 of a 5-part series, 8-part series entitled Everybody Plays the Fool. So this is the 4th of the list of 5 types of fools that we will be discussing. So the first fool, if you were listening to the first few videos, the first video was entitled the first of the 5 fools was the simple fool. The silly fool was the second. The third fool was the sensual fool. And now we're on the scorning fool. All right, so the scorning fool, the Hebrew word that denotes a scorning fool is lutz. Lutz. It means to make mouths at, to scoff at. We've all seen, maybe you've done it. Your parents told you to do something that you didn't want to do, and behind their backs you started mouthing off at them. Maybe your children have done it. Maybe you felt like popping them in the mouth. Someone may have done it, a significant other. And nevertheless, the outcome is still the same. They scorn, they hate you correcting them. All right, so the scorning fool's facial expressions communicate their disdain and their contempt that they have in their hearts towards his authorities, including the parents, civil authorities, and, yes, God himself. This type of fool not only has rejected truth, God's truth specifically, they also embrace that which is abominable to God. Psalms 1 describes the progression of foolishness, referring to a man who first walks in the counsel of the ungodly, then stands in agreement with the way of sinners, and then finally sits in the seat of the scornful, known as Lutz, the scorning fool that we are discussing today. The scorning fool utterly detests people and ideas that contradict their false way of thinking, and he expresses his scorn through their divisive attitude, their behavior, and their contemptible speech. They always have something to say. They always backtalk, say something sneaky and sly out their mouths when all you're trying to do is help them. The scorning fool turns a deaf ear to rebuke. Proverbs 13:1 says, "A wise son heareth his father's instruction, but a scorner heareth not rebuke." Those who attempt to lead the scorning fool away from the path of destruction that they are seemed so determined to follow, they will eventually suffer their wrath. And I've been there many times trying to help someone understand the error of their way, only to find out that this person is a scorning fool who is determined to do wrong. All right. Proverbs 15:12 states, "A scorner loveth not one that reproveth him, neither will he go to the wise." So you can forget them going to counsel. You can forget them calling pastor. You can forget them subscribing for therapy and godly counsel. They don't want it. They just want to sit in their own delusional way of thinking. Proverbs 9:7-8 says, "He that reproveth a scorner getteth to himself shame. Reprove not a scorner, lest he hate thee. Rebuke a wise man instead, and he will love thee." And that's one of the hardest things for someone who cares to do. We are Christians, we're believers, we care about people. We don't want to see them in destruction, so it's natural, it is natural, but it's supernatural for us. It is a spiritual responsibility that we warn someone who's on the path of destruction, and it's very difficult to see someone on the path of destruction and sit there and not warn them. And God is specifically telling us, do not warn a divisive scorning fool. Instead, save all your time, energy, and effort. If a wise brother or sister is participating in some sin and it's unintentional, it is a mistake, you can warn those people and they will love you because of God's wisdom residing on the inside of that person. All right, so I'll close out with this one. A scorner must definitely be punished. A scorner must be punished for his own sake and for the sake of those whom he or she can potentially influence. Proverbs 19:25 states this: smite a scorner, and the simple will beware. Proverbs 21:11 states, when a scorner is punished, the simple is made wise. So there you have it, brothers and sisters. Scorners must be punished, whether it's through God's own doing, whether it's their own consequences of their own decisions, or it's carried out by you. They must be punished so that the other simple fools can be made wise. All right. So brothers and sisters, that's my time. I thank you for yours. And as always, remember, Jesus Christ is Lord, and he is Lord over all. All right. God bless you. Stay tuned to part 5, or the 5th type of fool, which is the steadfast fool. All right. So God bless you. Stay tuned. I'll see you real soon. All right. Take care. God bless.